I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about different kind of trading sessions. Now, the most common ones are the Asian trading session, the London and New York. I'm sure at least once in your trading career, you have heard about them. But are they made for you? Are you supposed to do trading based session? And how do you use them in your favor to increase the probability of your trade? I'll make sure to cover all of those things in this particular video. And if I miss out on anything, I'll make sure to update in the blog, for which the link will be given in the description as well. Alright, so make sure that you guys check that out as well. So now we are looking at a chart. And again, this looks simple. There are no levels, there are nothing on my chart as of now. But then there is a tool that I've created which marks different kind of trading levels for me. But then that's secondary. It also marks session based level for me. But let's first understand what are trading sessions. So that's the first section of this particular video. Talking about the trading sessions, how it goes is, we have all been a part of traditional finance. We have at least once tried to buy some kind of stock or sell some kind of stock, commodities or whatsoever, right? If you guys know, they work on a specific time period. So let's say a particular traditional market would work only from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Alright, and after that they just get closed. So that is the particular open and close time of that particular market. So that is how it works. Now there is specific trading session for different areas. So as I said, Asia, New York, London, they all open at a particular time and they close at a fixed time. So that open and close is called as session. Now if that session is occurring in Asia, it is called as Asian session. If that's happening in New York, it's called as New York session, and likewise for London session as well. So now you know what this session means and why the name. I'm sure you guys already knew about it. But how are you supposed to use them? How are you supposed to build a strategy around them? And even more, I'll make sure to cover them in this video as well. So the very first thing that I would ask you guys to do is start marking levels on the basis of sessions. I'll come to that in the second part of this video. Let's start with the basic things first. So let's start by understanding why the session matters a lot. You would have heard a lot of forex traders, they like to trade on a specific trading session only. I mean, I know a lot of traders who do that. Personally, I'm not a trader who only likes to stick to a particular session. But now, since I know the different kind of scenarios that a session creates, the different characters that every session holds, so I am able to make decisions on the basis of this kind of experience, and I'll make sure that you guys learn about that as well. So as I was telling, why are sessions so important? We as a trader are here in this market to capture some moves. They can be big moves, they can be small moves, but we are here to capture moves. And the most basic thing for a move to occur is liquidity and volume. Now volume is something which is not in your hand, and obviously liquidity as well, but you can predict that on your chart. So how does that liquidity kicks in? How does that volume comes into the market? So the maximum volume or the maximum liquidity in the market occurs when there is an active trading session. So be it Asian session, New York session or London session. Now all of this session, they have a different characteristics as well. Like Asia session has this name of being a range bound market. Alright. All of these characters that I'm going to talk about might change on a weekend. Like Asian sessions, they have an image of being extremely aggressive on a weekend. Alright. But we are going to be trading on usual trading days, right? So let's try to understand about them first. So when we start to look at the Asian session, let me quickly turn on an indicator which will mark all the sessions on your chart as well. So this is what it's going to look like when you mark an indicator which will mark all the trading levels for you, which are on the basis of open and close of different sessions. So here you can see I have Asian session, I have London session, and then New York session. All right. And as I was telling you guys that on a weekend, Asian session has an image of being volatile. But if you just look at it on a normal weekdays, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, on a Tuesday, it's more of a range bound market or an extremely compressed zone. So let me start by giving you an characteristics of all of these sessions. All right. So first let's talk about the Asian session. Asian session usually is a range bound market. That is then when the market makers are deciding which direction they want the market to be pushed into. All right. So either they are accumulating or they are distributing. And that's the reason why most of the time you see Asian session to be ranging or extremely choppy. Next is a London session. London session has this characteristic of first giving you a fake push towards a particular direction and then reverse. So that is something which London is known for, manipulation as we like to call it. And third is the New York session. Now New York session will either give you a continuity of the trend or it will literally give you a reversal of the market. All right, so these are the three major trading session, and these are the three major characteristics of each of this session. Now, how are you supposed to use it in your trading style, in your trading strategy, and how are you supposed to increase the probability of your trades? So let me explain that as well. So now, since we already know what each of this session does, we are already prepared that okay, at what time, what kind of trades we want to take. So in Asian session, we would like to just wait. We would like to have an observation. Is this an accumulation? Is this a distribution? As soon as the London session opens, you want to see that okay, in which direction the market starts to move first, because majority of the time that is a fake move and the market will reverse. So let me give you a quick example of this. And again, just remember that New York session has this tendency of keeping the momentum going. All right, so now we know about this, we have made a quick revision. Now let me share some examples as well. So here what we see is that Asian session was giving us a range bound market. That is what we get to see, right? And as soon as we got into that range bound market, this is where your London session opens. It gives you that first move towards the downside, which is again, as I said, has an extremely higher chances of being a fake push, and then it just breaks out. And when the New York session opens, it keeps the push going high. But this, again, all of this session that you guys see on your screen are mostly very small. They do not keep on going for the whole day. And I mean, that's the whole point of the session, right? So now let me give you another example of this session based trading. We have this Asian session where you get to see a choppy market. You have this London session where you opened, you first tried to push higher, but then you just failed. You kept on going lower. This is where the New York session opens, and then it just keeps on pushing the price lower and lower. So it just continued the trend of the London session. Now, if I give you another example again, here we can see again the Asian session was choppy, it was grinding. All right, this is where you open, you start to give a fake push. All right, not even a fake push, it was literally one way towards the downside. All right, and then New York session just continued the push even lower. I mean, we are obviously bound to get some kind of backtest. That's not how trading works. That's not how price action works. And again, there is nothing like 100% in trading. So even if we know that New York session has a tendency of pushing the same trend which London session had, that does not mean that if the London was going lower and as soon as the New York session opens, we want to go short. That is not how it goes. This helps you to build some kind of confidence with your trading. All right, let's say if it's a New York session which is ongoing, you saw that the London session was jumping. Now this gives you a confidence, this gives you some kind of confidence to get into a trade in towards the shorting side, and now it has a higher probability of playing out since we already know what New York session does. All right, so this can be a basic trading strategy that you guys can use. Now talking about the strategies, let me quickly talk about that as well. And by the time I do that, guys, make sure to hit that like button as well. And if you're new to this channel, make sure that you subscribe as well. All right, so now we are just looking at this chart where we have different sessions. All right, but again, we are not going to be trading in the past. We are not going to trade the candle that have already formed. We are going to trade in the new market. So for that, I have created an indicator which literally marks the current open and close levels of different session. So it looks something like this. So this is what it looks like. Now it marks all the session open and close for me. It also marks other kind of level for me, but then for the sake of this video, I've just kept it limited for marking this particular levels. So what you guys want to do is just mark your levels. Either you can do it manually, either you can use that particular indicator that I was using that is publicly available on TradingView, or you can just make your own indicator if you want to. All right, now if you start marking these levels on your chart, you will literally watch it in real market, that most of the time when the market is supposed to give you a bigger move, or most of the time when it gave you a reversal, it was literally happening on this particular session based level. All right, now again, I don't say that every time we hit one of these levels you are supposed to go long or short. That is not the context of this particular video. This is an informative video. I want you guys to understand what different kind of session do and how you can plan your trades based upon their characteristics. All right, so that was the whole point of this video. Now after marking all of this level, let me give you a quick trading strategy as well. Every time when you mark a level, you are supposed to hold during an Asian session. I would say if it's an extremely high probability trade, go for it, and if not, then probably you can wait. You can let the London session open, and once you see that London session has opened and it has took out the previous Asia high or previous Asia low, all right, and as soon as it gets back inside the zone, that is where you want to trade, because we know that London session has a tendency of giving a fake push first. So if it gives you a fake push and gets the liquidity sweep of either Asian session high or the low, now this has chances of playing in your favor as well, right? Because you got that fake out first, you got that liquidity sweep, and now if you can go long or short based upon the direction of the liquidity sweep which you just got to see, you can get into a trade, and probably New York session will push it in your favor as well. So now that is one of the most basic strategy that you guys can be using. There are a lot more other strategies that I have built just on the basis of sessions. If you guys join the live stream that I do on the daily basis, you can understand everything about this indicators that I use, everything about the session based trading, and a lot more about database trading. So that is what I personally like to do. If you guys enjoyed this particular video, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.